Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and I don't know what to make of this, I'm terrified. Loose Associations by Doomdiot, and well, I mean the backstory of this puzzle is very interesting. I think Doomdiot created it for Belzita's birthday, and it comes from an idea by Xeon Risk, and that is some puzzle royalty right there. Those are three big names. I don't know. I'm terrified by what I see as the rules here because I see very few of them and very few equivalent markings in the grid. We will have a look at this in a moment, and you can laugh at my getting stuck almost immediately, I imagine. Firstly, we will quickly trail Patreon coming up on the 1st of November. A new puzzle hunt by Demono. You're going to love it. Give it a try. It's another one where you have to get passwords to advance to the next stage by solving puzzles, and there's a lot of story in it. Not as much as the last one by Demono, but a lot. And we're really looking forward to bringing it to you. First of the month, join us on Patreon for that. Get our apps for all kinds of puzzles, including equal sum lines puzzles in line SUDOKU, which is the newest. I can promise you there are no numbered rooms or remote sums puzzles in the sets, but loads of great apps there. Check out the CTC app especially, and the various bits of content within that. And also, of course, you can find your way to the merchandise and Sudoku pad. But the first link is to this puzzle, Loose Associations by Doomdiot. And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply to the white area, to the 9x9 grid. And that means putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every box. Now, remote sums. A digit X in a cage, let's just allow us to write X. A digit X in a cage points to a second digit Y located X cells away, vertically or horizontally. Let's not choose that cage. Let's choose this cage. X there. No, Mark, no. X there and Y there. Right. Y is 3 cells away. So X then would be a 3 and Y would be a 5, and 3 plus 5 equals 8. So a digit X in a cage points to a second digit Y located X cells away, vertically or horizontally. The number in the top left corner of the cage indicates the sum of X plus Y. That's why it's 3 plus 5. They're a remote sum. Digits in cages may point to cells inside or outside the grid. So the 5, in the case of that being a 3, could be there. Or, of course, it could be here. It couldn't be north of the 3. I mean, this is mad. Right, what are the cell numbers doing outside the grid? Well, that's in another rule. Numbered rooms. Clues outside the grid indicate the digit which has to be placed in the nth cell in the corresponding direction, where n is the digit placed in the first cell in that direction. Now that sounds complicated. It's not that bad. Imagine, that this was a 5 and that this was a 2, say. Then that is saying that 5 is placed in the second cell from this direction, and that's counting in the white cells, obviously. So that would mean 5 would be there. Now that's not a clash. That 5's outside the grid, so that would be fine. So that is possible, even with that 3 that we posited there. I wonder if that'll be right. It'd be nice if it was. Probably not. And I say probably not because, I mean, this 8 could be made up of all sorts of different sums in pointing in all sorts of different directions, inside or outside the grid. It would be very random if I'd chosen the right one there. And we've then got the blue lines, region sum lines. Digits along blue lines have the same sum within each region the line passes through. So that is the same as that, and they are equaled by those two. Individually, they're equal. So let's be very specific. This is a possible fill for that blue line. Okay. The different lines can have different sums. The grey area outside the grid is considered a single region for the purposes of this rule. So that's just one region. The lines don't dip into it much, to be fair. Okay, those are the rules. And what I can't believe about this puzzle is how little there is written in it, given those rules. It seems absolutely impossible to me that we could fill this, but we are going to try. So give it a try yourself if you feel like it. I don't want to have put you off, because maybe it's easier than I think. But I'm actually going to get rid of the letter tool before I start. Let's get cracking. Okay, so the 16 is limited. The 16 is limited. It doesn't, now be very careful, it doesn't have to be 7 plus 9, because it could be 8 plus 8, as long as the 8 would be outside the grid. And in fact, that can't happen, because that cell is 6 away, and that cell is 9 away from this cage. And these are obviously too close. So it is a 7 or a 9. And it's pointing south, because that's only 6 away. So either it's pointing at a 7, 9 cells away, which would be here outside the grid, or it's pointing at a 9, 7 cells away, which would be there. And that would be on a blue line. Now, if I can find a reason why that can't be 9, that would be great. And there isn't an obvious one. So I'm leaving those pencil marks in the hope I can remember either that's a 9 or that's a 7, which is a bit of a weird conflation of events. Now, maybe we should look at the small numbers. 8. I don't know. What about these ones outside the grid? Are they better? This 5 cage is going to contain 1, 2, 3, or 4. But the trouble is, if it's a 1, well, no, it could be a 1. And that could be a 4, requiring a 1 by the numbered rooms rule to be there. But if that was a 1, that could be a 4. I mean, there's just nothing to go on at all. This is exactly what I suspected was going to happen. I mean, I could fill in all the candidates for this. Is 4 a candidate? No. Because 4 would have to place a 4 cells away in the same column or row, and that would have to be outside the grid, and this doesn't reach exactly 4 cells out to outside the grid. So, I mean, I could easily candidate mark that, but I can't see the blooming point. If it's a 7, if it's a 7, you've got this blue line to worry about. But even then, that could be 1 or 2. That could, well, no, that couldn't be. The only way you can have a 1 in this cell is if you have a 1 outside the grid, and that won't work on the blue line. That's, from the numbered rooms point of view, the only way that a 1 on the perimeter can exist, because it's pointing to the first cell from that direction, is if the clue outside the grid is a 1. Now, we have to bear in mind these grey cells outside the grid, that doesn't have to be a set of 1 to 9. They can be anything. There's no rules. There can be loads of 1s in that. There must be at least one 1 in them. Anyway, that is not a 1 in this case because of the blue line, because you can't put 1 there and 1 there. I want to say, and therefore that's not a 7, but I don't think I can say that, because this could be a 2. No, I see. No, it could be. It could go 7, 2. No, it couldn't go 7, 2, 9. Okay, this can't be a 7. It can't go 7, 2, 9, because the 2 would say put 9 in the second cell, and that would be a clash. So I think we can at least rule out 7. Can we rule out 6? If that was a 6, this can't be a 1, because that would have to be a 1. It can't be a 2, because that would have to be a 6. It could be a 3 with a 9 there and a 9 there, and I can't stop that. So I didn't get very far there. I mean, this 7 is the same sort of setup, pointing straight outside the grid. So this can't be a 1 or a 2, because that digit would be the same as this digit. So that's not a 1 or a 2, but once we've said that, I don't know, we've shot our bolt. Okay, let's look at this line. Oh, that has to be the same as that, doesn't it? That's fact. And 13, right, this, let's fully pencil mark this cell. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's making an x plus y with a remote sum somewhere else. Now, if that was a 9, then we'd have to have a 4 here. That's the only place 9 cells away. And I reckon maybe we can't have a 4 here, because that would need a 4 cells away. Well, it couldn't have a 4. Okay, this is complicated. If that was a 9, this would have to be a 4. If there was a 4 here, which just works for this line, but it doesn't for the numbered rooms clue, because 4 would be in cell 4. So you'd have a clash of 4s. But that being a 4 could have a 4 here. And there may be a reason that doesn't work, but I don't know what it is. And if this isn't a 9, it can be an 8 and have a digit there. It can be a 7 and have a 6 there or there. It can be a 6 and have a 7 there or there. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Right, it's talking about where that digit goes. Well, that digit is the same as that digit, so it can't go in cells 4, 5, or 6. Aha! I've got something after a mere 7 minutes. A tiny thing. Right, so this digit is appearing in one of those 3 cells. Let's colour it, just to get an idea of what's going on. That green is appearing in one of these cells by the numbered rooms clue. And, if this was only 8 or 9, if it's 7, you could put the 6 there. But if it's not that situation, then the 7 is putting a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, putting a 6 here. Yeah, that isn't even the possible place. Oh, I've got it wrong. Bother. Sorry, that is a possible place. And this should say 6, 7, 8, or 9. Oh, bother. That's 6 cells away. So that would be a 7, or that would be a 7. Oh, but okay, hang on. This number is obviously 6, 7, 8, or 9, because it's adding up these 3. So we're looking to put a big digit a long way away. Now, we were considering the point of this being a 7, and then that would be a 9, then this would be a 9, and that would be putting a 9 in one of these cells. Well, you can't put a 9 in one of those 2 because of the blue line. That can't be more than 9. Could you put a 9 there, 8 cells away? 9 there, 8 there. And then that 8 would need a 5 in one of those positions, I reckon. And you'd have a 9 here now. What would this... You'd have an 8 here, but that numbered rooms 9 would need an 8 here, and that would break this 8 cage. So it's not a 9. It's not a 9 in green, and that means that this is not a 7, because we can't have a 9 there. So we've got a digit. We've got a 9 there that does need a 7 9 cells away, which is here. Now, where is 7 in this column? If that's a 7, this is a 2. Then this is 1, 2, 4. Oh, there is a 1 on these cells because of that being 6, 7, or 8. Now, this is putting, no, it's that digit, 6, 7 or 8, which appears, actually I should have made that green as well. It's in one of those cells, since this is 6, 7, 8 or 9. I think I did some miscounting earlier, but I think I'm better now. I don't know. I mean, I've fulfilled this clue. I might as well orange out that cage to show I've done it. It's the only thing I've done in the puzzle. Those two add up to 9. Oh, and the 9th cell in this direction is there. So that digit is the same as that one. And this is some digit. So if that was a 2, that would be a 2. This would be a 7 to make the blue sum work. And that would require 7 to be in whatever, I don't know, that doesn't help. Oh, this is hard. What's going on here? We've got a green there and a green in one of those cells. So one of these is green as well, whatever that is, 6, 7 or 8. Right, let's think about this a bit more. If that was a 9, then by the remote sum clue, this has to be a 4. And that being a 4, we worked out, requires this to be a 4. That makes this a 1-3 pair. One of these is a 1, and the other one is referring to whichever digit goes over here. Oh, it's very almost incestuous. These clues are referring to each other. They are wanting to. I do begin to see that dimly, but it's very hard to work out where they're doing it. This digit, green, 6, 7 or 8, goes in one of these 3 places. Now, if that's an 8, then it's off the hook. It can go here. But, if this is 6 or 7, then we're putting that digit on this blue line. And the digit itself is at least 6. So this has to be bigger if we're putting the digit on the blue line. And this can't be more than 7 or 8 because it's contributing to a remote sums 9 clue. In fact, I mean, I could even fill in that this is somewhere between 3 and 8. 3 the minimum because of the blue clue, and 8 the maximum because of the cage clue. I'm sorry, I find this so confusing to look at. What on earth are we meant to do? And there just doesn't seem anywhere else in the puzzle to go to find information. Should I be ruling? I mean, I was trying to rule 9 out of here and I couldn't quite do it because you go 4 there, 4 there. I don't know. 1-3 pair here. One of those is a 1. I don't see what else this is doing. That couldn't be a 1. I don't know. It's already such a chain to think about. Is this numbered rooms clue valuable somehow? That is saying that whatever's here acts as the numbered room clue. Okay, let's think about this again. If this was an 8, then we have to have a 5 here, which would require this digit to appear there. I can't see any restrictions on that occurring almost at all. Okay, maybe let's try and rule 7 out of here, because this would be a 2. That would be the 7. That would be a 2. That would be a 7. We'd have 7s in these positions. Oh, if this was a 9... I'm so sorry. If that was a 9, it would not only be putting a 4 here under the numbered rooms rule. No, under the remote sums rule, it would be putting a 4 here. But it would be putting that... Oh no, it would be putting that here. That's acceptable. I thought it would be putting it into the same cell. I'm quite wrong. No, my colouring was enough to do what I was trying to do. I'm not missing anything. Well, I mean, I obviously am missing something huge about how the puzzle works, but I don't know what it is at all. What on earth can you do? I was so proud to get this number in the grid. And that one, which is part of the sum of 9, goes in here. This is deciding where 7 goes in the column. It's just, there's no help to it. It's just no restrictions. I don't understand how you're meant to do this puzzle. Okay, let's have a look at this cell. If that was a 2, we would need a 3 in one of those positions. But the 2 there would be saying that 2 appears in this row in this numbered cell. What does that mean? Nothing new. This is all I've got to go on. There's a 6, 7 or 8, 6, 7 or 8, 9 cells into this row. And that is 6 cells away. So that's the one I should make green. I'm sorry, not this one. Wow, I really don't understand this, do I? So green there is either going in cell 6, 7, 8 or 9. What this is then doing is saying that it needs a complement digit to get up to 13, either a 7 6 cells away, an 8 7 cells away, or a 5 6 7 cells away, a 5 8 cells away, or a 4 9 cells away. Yes, I have understood that at some point. Not all the time. I don't have a clue what to do. One of these is green. So one of these is a 6, 7 or 8, which is putting whatever digit is down here in row 6, 7 or 8. Could be anything. Okay, let's try this 7-y thing again. So that digit is going in cell number that one in this row. It doesn't tell me anything. I was going to look at this and say at least it can't be a 5. It can definitely be a 5 because then it's sticking a 5 outside the grid in any one of 4 places. It's almost likely to be a 5. It can't be anything higher, I suppose, because it can't reach anywhere higher for the rule. So it's either putting a 9 in one of those cells or an 8 in one of those, or a 7 in one of those, a 6 in one of those, or a 5 in one of those. And what an exciting conclusion that isn't. I don't know. How are you meant to do anything? Has anybody solved this? And what did they do to solve it? I mean, this was recommended highly to us. I don't know how you solve it. I don't understand anything about the puzzle. This numbered clue is either, if it's a 3, it's putting a 6 in one of these positions, the remote sum. If it's a 4, it's putting a 5 in one of these. It could even be an 8, putting a 1 there, although that would be impossible on the blue line, so it can't be an 8. If it was a 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it would put a 2 here. That's impossible because that would have to be the same as that for the numbered room. Okay, so that is not a 7. Now, we're getting somewhere gradually, but if it's a 6, then 6 cells away, maybe there you have a 3, or maybe here you have a 3. And we have got this down to 6 at a maximum, so I could fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And that means this digit can't go in those cells. Sorry, this digit can't go in those cells. So actually, this can't be a numbered room clue of 7 or 8. Interesting. It's either 6 or 9. Well, okay. So if it's 6, that's green. Couldn't be 6 anymore because of the clash. It would have to be 7 or 8. Ooh, and if it's 6, we can't now put a 7 in that cell. So if it's 6, there's a 7 there. And if it's 9, there's a 4 here. I wonder if there's a way of knowing which one it is. So if it's 6, there's a 7 here, which is requiring 7 to appear in this column in whatever number this is. Now that can't be a 9 or a 6 or a 1. And that's not saying a lot. No, okay, let's work more on this being a 9 and that being a 4. Because that does require this to be a 4. We've worked that out before. It also definitely puts the green digit there, which seems okay, easy enough. But 4 there and 4 here. Now the green digit ends up here, which puts 4 in either row, well, in either room 6, 7 or 8, in one of those positions. Puts 4 in one of those positions. And that 4, well, I mean, it puts 4 somewhere in this row according to that cell. That's not very helpful. But it does make that a 1-3 pair. And the 1 would need a 1 on this side. Now, does it make this impossible? I don't think it does. That's the trouble. This is the trouble I keep banging my head up against. Well, okay, it stops it being a 1. If that's a 4 and this is a 1-3 pair, this can't be a 1, because that would have to be a 1. This would be a 3. And this 1 as a remote sum clue would need a 4 there, and we can't put 4 there. So that wouldn't be possible. If this is a 4 and that's a 2, well, the 3 can't be there, so there would be a 3 here. And that's impossible because that's a 1-3 pair. Wow, we're ruling these out one step at a time. So if that's a 3 This is also a 3, and that doesn't work because that needs a 3 there. This can't be a 1. And if that's a 4, we've got a 4 here and a 1-3 pair here. That's a 4. Oh, that's really interesting. You can't put... Oh, you could put a 1 here. You can't put a 1 here because the 4 wouldn't be obeying the numbered room rule. But you could put a 3 there and a 4 here. Alternatively, 4 there. You can't have a 1 here because that needs a 1 there. Oh, well, it's the same thing. Yes, you can have a 1 here, but this would require a 4 to be here. Now, is there a reason that's impossible? That would require this digit to be there and there. I can't even remember if this is based. This is based on this being a 9, so no, we didn't get to know what this digit was. Well, it's very tough for this to be a 4, that to be a 4, and that to be a 4, but there does seem to be a way. With 3 there and 1 here. 4 here now goes with not 3 or 1, it goes with 2 or 5 there, which requires 6 or 9. This is so complicated to be put there, the 4th cell. Oh, and it can't. No, it could be there 6 or a 9 there. That would be a 6-9 pair. That would be so weird. That's almost certainly what does happen. That's much more like something I can go through step by step filling it in rather than something I have to disprove. So maybe what I should be trying to disprove is that this is a 6, putting green there, which would be not a 6. Oh, hang on. Green would be, I don't know what it would be. It would be 6, 7 or 8. No, it couldn't be a 6 because that's a 6. So green would be 7 or 8. No, but that would be a clash of the 2 greens. That's why this can't be green. Oh, it's simple enough. So this chain I was going through, I'm about to get to do it. This is a 9. That can't be a 6, or the 2 greens are in the same bloomin' box. Second use of proto-swear word. Right, that's a 9. Green is definitely here. But more importantly, the 9 in the remote sums clue needs a 4 definitely here. That needs a 4 that can't go there because this would have to be a numbered room 4. And it isn't. It's 6, 7 or 8. It's green. So that 4 needs a 4 here. This is now a 1-3 pair. Now I can prove why this isn't 1, which would need a 1 here. That's fine. But it would then need a 4 here, and that would be a 3, and we can't put a 4 there, so that's not 1. I'm going to say it's not 2, because that couldn't be 1, it would have to be 3. But the 2 would need a 3 either there or there, and it can't have one. I also think it can't be 3, because that then couldn't be 3, or it would clash with a 3, and it couldn't be 1. That would be impossible, so that is a 4. This can't be a 1, that's a 3. That is now a 4. This is a 1, and this is a 1 because we know that it's looking into that cell. Right, this is not 1 or 3. Now, I was going to rule out 6 here because we can't put 10 there. So this is 2 or 5, and this is 6 or 9, which goes, if it's, well, it goes into the 4th cell. So that is 6 or 9 by the numbered room rule. So by the, I see, by the blue line, by the region sum rule, this is 6 or 9, but it can't be 9. It's a 6. That far ahead, I couldn't see. Anyway, we're done. Now, green is not a 6 now, because it's here in the same row as a 6. It's 7 or 8. This is a 6. I think that's, well, I may have not guessed right on whatever I was talking about guessing right, but I think I did guess that that was a 6. I mean, I wasn't really trying to guess. I was just giving an example. Now, that is a 6. So this is a 2. Wow. Some of this puzzle is suddenly actually done. Just the little of it. Gosh, this is not a 6 now. So these don't have a 5 in. That 4 has to go in cell 7 or 8 in one of those cells, depending on what green is. I mean, I didn't think there were a lot of rules, but remembering to look at remote sums every time, numbered rooms every time, and indeed equal sum lines regularly is quite hard. Now 6 in this box is in one of those 3 cells. There might be a way of ruling it out there, but I'm really not going to get into that yet. This is 5, 4 or 3, and 4 is over there, so it's not in these cells. So this is now, well, these are all still possible, but that's not a 2 by Sudoku. Okay, if this is a 5, it needs a 4 in one of those places. That can't be a 4, because we've had the 4 in this box. Indeed, no, I thought I was going to extend that. I'm not. So if that was a 5, I've miscounted. The 4 would either go there or there. If that was a 5, this would be a 3 and that would be a 2. If we had a 4 here, we could have a 6 there and put 4 here. That doesn't get anything done. Oh, this is 7 or 8 and it doesn't use a 4. So it's not 7, it's 8. And it uses 1, 2, 5. Yes. This is an 8. And that puts 4 in position 8. Oh, yeah, okay. 9, 4, 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. This is 3 or 7. I wish I knew it was a 3, because that would sort this out a treat. Wow, I've done this, by the way. I've done the 4 and its complement 4. This needs a 6, 2 away from it. It's already got it. That's really annoying. I hadn't used that. I've done this, which is a 4 plus a 1. Okay, come on, come on. This is going somewhere now. 4, 2, 3, 1, come on. 3, 4 or 5 here. No, 1, 2, 5, 8. That's quite full. There's a 6 in one of those 2 cells. Now, if it was here, that would have to be an 8 for the numbered rooms. In fact, this digit is either well, it's one of those 3. I mean, it's actually, there's probably no profit looking at the uninvolved outside clues, like filling that in. It's utterly pointless, I imagine, now I think about it. Now, what was purple going to be here? It's wherever 7, oh, it's going to be the same as that. And it's going to be the place where 7 gets placed. Oh, look, there's a 5 in one of those 2 cells, because there has to be in the row. 1, 2, 5, 8. Oh, why isn't this done? Oh, I didn't spend long enough thinking about this being a 3 or a 4. If that was a 3, it would need a 6 in one of those positions. Well, it can't have one here. I can't rule it out of the others. If it's a 4, it needs a 5 in one of those positions. I don't know. I don't think I can rule that out at all, but then I suppose I haven't really understood what I could do earlier at all. 9, 4. So that turned out to be very useful. Maybe this will as well somehow, but I haven't got much information about this. It's not a 4. It has to be less than 7. So if it's a 1, it needs a 6 in one of those positions. If it's a 2, it needs a 5, in one of those. Okay, if it's a 6, then it needs a 1 there or there. The trouble is this one up here could be a 1, and that would need a 1 there, and that's fine. So I can't even rule 6 out of this cell. That digit goes in that cell, which can't be a 9. And here we are again, totally stuck. Okay, I've also done this clue, which has put 6 in position 4. This one I haven't. I have done this one, which has put 8 in position 9. Yeah, it's worth thinking about these a little bit when they're on clues. This one is in position 9, is there. This one is not in position 9, 3 or 4. No, I don't know. There's not a lot to go on there, is there? I did think I had a thought lately. I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's this going there, is it? That's about all there is to think about. And yet, no, it's 4 going somewhere as determined by this cell, which is 5, 6, 7 or 9. Putting 4 in one of those positions. It just doesn't do anything. I feel like I'm definitely missing Sudoku now. I mean, it's good to have got that this is 1, 2, 5. These are from 3, 6, 7, 8. It just doesn't matter. I can put any digit here. 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 6. So this clue, I haven't got anything for this. For this remote sums clue, or this one, which can't be 1, 2 or 4. Okay, that's slightly interesting because the numbers get big in a hurry, don't they? If that was a 9, you'd be looking 9 cells away. It couldn't be. Can't quite see 9 cells away. If it was an 8, you'd need a 3 there or there. A 3 there with an 8 here would put... What I was saying? 8 here with a 3 here. This would be 6 or 7 and 3 would be in one of those cells. That works. If this is a 7, you need a 4 either here or here, which is not possible. That's not a 7. If it's a 6, though, you need a 5 there or there. Both of those are possible. If it's a 5, you need a 6 there or there. Am I counting right? Yes, that can't be a 5. And if it's a 3, you need an 8 there or there. That is possible. So this is 3, 6 or 8. Well, that is more narrowed down than I expected. And it's not very narrowed down. I don't know. I can't see how to use this equal sum line clue at the moment. Could that be a 7? That would be a 2. That would make that a 3. You'd have 1, 2 here, 5 here, 3 here. It'd be quite a lot of information. None of it any use at all. Okay, let's say this was a 3. And that's a 1, 2 pair, and that's a 3. So now we've got 3s in these positions. We've also got a 6, 7, 8 triple down at the bottom. 5-7 pair here. 3's in those positions, and this one is going to need a 6 either there, there, or there where it can't be. So a 3 there needs a 6 in one of those positions. This would be a good thing to rule out. I don't have a particular means at the moment. Yeah, maybe I do. If that was a 6, this would be a 6. That would be an 8. But I have to learn this lesson that looking at unmarked out exterior grey cells just doesn't teach me anything. I have to somehow learn that. I find it difficult. This can't be a 1. I'm thinking about 1 in the top row now. This can't be a 1 because that would be a 1 and this would be an 8 and purple would be an 8. That's not possible. So this can't be a 1. Now this being a 1 would force that to be 2-4. Which might be interesting, but probably isn't. My goodness, what on earth can give any further information here? Everything in this is teasing blood from a stone. There's a 4 in one of those cells by the numbered rooms rule. But, I mean, it just doesn't matter about this, but that 3 by numbered rooms makes that the same as that. It's totally uninteresting because there's no marking there. I literally cannot teach myself that. 1, 2, 5, 8. These are 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. Five has to be in one of these cells. So one of these appears. I mean, that's not interesting. This might be interesting because it has a marking in it. If this is a 1, we need a 6 in one of those places. It can't be there because that would be a 7 and that would require a 7 there. So if that's a 1, we do get a 6 in one of those. If that's a 2, I don't see why we couldn't have a 5 there. There might be a reason why we couldn't have a 5 here. And there might be a reason, yeah, we couldn't have, no, we could have a 5 there. For that being a 2, 5, 3, 5. So I don't seem able to narrow this down. I have really struggled with any idea of narrowing that down. This one I haven't really thought about, but mainly because I just can't see that it's going to yield anything any good. I suppose it can't look 7 cells away, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I suppose we're getting a lot of cells in this central box that are lowish. 9 and 8 must be in this group. Okay, it's very slightly interesting. Where does 7 go up this column? What can this digit be? It can't be a 7 because that would give a clash of 7s. So it's not 9, 8, 7, 6. 5 is in one of those. So this is actually 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can't be 1 or 2 because you can't put 7 in those. Good grief, this is 3 or 4 and it can't be 4 because I've just worked out you can't put a 7 there. That is a 3. I did not know that was going to become available. This is now 7. Purple is 3. That's up here. That gives us 6 there. This must be putting a 6 in one of those cells. It can't be a 1. It's not allowed to be 4 or 3. It can't be a 6 because that would be a clash of 6s. So this is 2 or 5. Putting 6 there or there. Well, it can't be 5, so it's a 2. My goodness, suddenly you get bits and bobs. That's not a 6, so this is. This one, oh, we've got a 7 there, so we need a 2, 7 cells away. Oh, wait, that's impossible. Okay, I have to go back because I did the wrong thing with that. I was okay with putting a 3 there. We had to have 3 or 4. And then I wrote 7 in here. That's not where 7 goes. 7 goes here. Sorry. 7 goes there. This is a 3. That's fine. I did the wrong thing, but we're going to recover. That's 1 and 2. And with 3 there, this is even better. We get a 5 there now. Purple is 3. That's still true. 6 there. This one, having to put a 6 in one of those cells. 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6, but 1 doesn't work. 3 and 4 are not allowed. 6 doesn't work, and you can't put 1 there. So that is a 2 with a 6 there. And that's been done. Let's get rid of the purple colouring. Don't need that. But we have solved those clues and filled in where their numbers go. Right. Now, this is not a 3 anymore. That much I know. In fact, that's a 1-2 pair. That's a 4-9 pair. This is 3 or 7. No, that's a 6-7 pair, so that is actually 3. This is a 4-5-9 triple, and all I know about that is this isn't a 4. 4, 2, 6. My goodness, this is actually beginning to come. There's a 1-2 virtual pair across those cells. Oh, there's a 2 up there, so that's a 1. So this is not 2, 4. I was wrong with my earlier guess. It wasn't a guess. I deny it. That's not 1 or 5. That's not 2. That's 3 or 4. If it was 4, it would need a 6. There, 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 or there. Only one of those is possible, and that's annoying. And if it was a 3, it would need a 7 in one of those positions, 2 of which are possible. So there's either a 7 in one of those 2 or a 6 there. And it's looking laterally. 3, 8, 7, 9, 2 and 6 are in this set of cells. That is 5 or 4. This is 1, 5 or 4. Now this is looking to put a 4 somewhere. That's not done anything yet. This 4-9 pair, don't know. Oh, this 3 needs a 6. Either there, there, or there. Oh, this one can't be a 6 anymore because of that. That could be, or that could be, and that would require a 6 to be in cell 4, 5, or 9. Oh. So that is not fulfilled yet. This is not even solved or fulfilled. This, well, you couldn't have a 2 here because none of those can be a 7. So that is not a 2. If it was a 4, we would need a 5 there, 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 or there. Don't know. If it was a 6, then we would need a 3 there or there. Well, there is a 3 up there. Bother. I mean, I can now... Oh, that's not a 6 anymore. That's 3 or 8. If it's 3, it needs an 8 there or there. And that would be needing an 8 here. If that's an 8, it needs a 3 there or there, which would put a 3 in one of those 2 positions. I'm going to have to stop now. That's really annoying. I will be coming back to this later, though, because it's absolutely fascinating. And I don't want to stop. I'm absolutely invested in this puzzle now. I know I'm going to have to give a lift in a moment, so that has been pre-planned. I did not realise this would take so long. I mean, I suppose I knew it would be hard, but I didn't know I'd be this far short at this stage. Oh, look, that can't be a 3 by Sudoku. Oh, this has been done. No, has it? Yes, it has. Yes, that is done as a clue. And this one is done. That one is not. We're putting 4 in one of those cells. Yeah, I will break, sorry, and I'll be back in a while. See you soon. Right, chauffeuring duties done, and where were we? I was getting very excited, I remember that. I was really looking forward to coming back to this. Now, where were we? Right, there's a 6 in one of those two, and a 2 in one of those. I just narrowed this down to 3 or 8 a while ago. And oh, no, that clue is not going to matter. Stop thinking about empty grey cells. The only grey cells that are going to matter from here on in are this one, perhaps this one, and the ones in here. Right, 1, 5, 3, 4. There might be some Sudoku to do here. No, we looked at 2 and 6. No, there isn't much. Oh, this 3, right, that needs a 6 for its clue, and the 6 could be there. Yeah, this is worth thinking about. It can't get a 6 here. So there is either a 6 there or here. Ooh. Okay, well, I don't know where it is, but I do know the effect that has on this cell, which can no longer be a 6. Because if there's a 6 there, it can't be a 6 by Sudoku. And if there's a 6 here, this 4, 5, or 9 is going to require 6 to be in one of those cells. So 6 is in one of those cells, and therefore it's not here. That's a 7. That's a 6. That's not a 6. 7 is now in one of these 2 cells in box 3. Oops, can't get my markings right. And therefore one of these 2 cells in box 2, and one of these 2 in box 5. And now, was 7 required by one of the little funky cells? No. If this is now that's a 6. If this is a 3, its 8 is here. And if it's an 8, then its 3 is here. Now, let me figure that one out. If this is a 3, then there's an 8 here. Okay, so there's an 8 in one of those 2 cells, because if it's not a 3, the 8 is already there in column 2. Oh, hang on. Yes, no, we're not looking at that cell, we're looking at that one. If this is an 8, can't have a 3 there, so we would have a 3 here. And if it was an 8, this would be a 6 or a 7. And then 3 would be in one of these cells. So 3 is now in one of these 3 cells in the column. All of that stops this being an 8. It stops this being 3 or 8 either. But that is not so exciting, unfortunately. None of that has affected what goes in this 7 cage, annoyingly. Now, this is annoying, because whatever this is satisfied. If it's a 4, that becomes a 5, which is what it needs. And if it's a 6, that becomes a 3, which is what this needs. So I don't think thinking about that cell can resolve anything, as long as I stick to it must contain 4 or 6. Oh, 1 in this column. Look, I can place that because of this 1-5 pair. I mean, then I can place 5 in the same column there. Now, this is a 2-4-6 triple from the column, and that is a 3 in the central cell, which needs a 7, which we now know can't be in the column. I think I worked that out before. So 7 is in one of those 2 cells, and now we know where it is. It's there, which can't be an 8. So that's the 8 in the column. And that 8 means that there's a 3 8 cells away, which is here. That is a 3. Putting a 3 in one of those 2 cells, depending on what that is. And I can't really do any more with that. But that 7 has made this a 6, actually. So then we do know where the 3 goes. And these are a 7, 8 pair. And the 6, I don't know why I'm still colouring this. The 6 is not the green cell. 8 is the green cell. Doesn't really matter. This can't be a 6 now. That's worth something. This can't be 6 or 7. In fact, we've got a 1, 2, 5, 9 triple, and that is 9. Not blue, but 9. That is now not 9. That's 5 or 7. Now, we've got stuff done here. So 3 is in one of those. 4 and 8. Oh, come on. Now, this 8 is fulfilled because we've got the 3 down there. So I've done that. This 3 is fulfilled because we've done the 7. This is going to be fulfilled either way, whichever one it is. So I'm just going to tick it off. Now, it's just this is the last remote sum. No, it's not. There's this one, which needs a 6. 3 away. Did I miscount that was here? I think I did. I think I did. That can't be a 6. That can't be a 6. That must be a 6. And now that clue is fulfilled. And we've just got this one, which is either a 1 with a 6 beside it. The 6 couldn't be here, because if that was a 1 and that was a 6, this would be a 7, and the numbered room would put 7 there where it can't be. So, if that's a 1, that's a 6. If this is a 2, it needs a 5. Oh, but that could be there or there. Well, it couldn't be there anymore. So if it's a 2, the 5 goes in down here. It couldn't be there anymore because that can't be a 3 for the blue clue because of that. So we're okay there. Now, if this was a 5, it would need a 2 there. Oh, that is frustrating. So if it's a 1, we have a 6 here. If it's a 2 or a 5, now I must have got something wrong there. Yes, if it's a 5, it needs a 2 5 cells away. Sorry. If it's a 5, it needs a 2 either there where it can't be or here where it can't be. It can't be a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that is not a 5. That is 1 or 2. If it's a 1, we have a 6 here. If it's a 2, we have a 5 here. That's a weird collocation. But this is 1 or 2. Now, what is this? It's not 3, 9, or 7. Right, it's not 1 or 2, because they would add up to 3. That would be a 3, and the numbered room clue would need a 3 in one of those. So it's not 1 or 2. It's not 3, 7, or 9. So let's write in 4, 5, 6, and 8 and think about them. That would be talking about the numbered room clue there. 6, 4, 2 would work. That's very annoying. Okay, a 5 would be talking about that clue to be a 6 or a 7. And it could be a 7. So again, we'd have 2 here. A 6 would prevent that being a 6. So this couldn't be a 1. And it would be a 2. And that's 3 of them that would make this a 2. Let me just check with the 4, because I've forgotten why I thought. Yeah, because it's putting whatever it is there. Yeah, that would be a 2. Right, so if this is an 8, that's talking about this cell, and that can't be a 3. Right, so whatever this is, this can't be an 8. It's 4, 5, or 6, and this cell has to be 2. That's weird. Now, this is not, therefore, having any need to be a 6 anymore. I've just seen that's 8 or 9. Sorry. This is a 2, and it needs a 5, either there where it now no longer can be, or here. So this is a 5. Okay. And that's a 1 by Sudoku. Wow, this is weird. Right, this is now 6, 7, or 8. And that is requiring either a 6 there, a 7 here, or an 8 there. Well, 8 there doesn't work, so we can rule that out. So it's either a 6 there or a 7 here by that token. Okay, let's look at this blue line. Let's eliminate the possibilities again. This cell can't be 1, 8, 9 or 6. And that annoyingly leaves a lot of possibilities. 10. No, let's try the big one. 8 and 7. This would have to be a 6, 9 pair. Looks possible. Maybe this isn't worth investigating yet. Let's find something else. 9, 5, 1, 2, 6. We do need a 2 in one of those cells. We need a 6 in one of those two. Now there was one other, this cell is requiring a 4. One other grey cell that I remembered mattered. In either box 5 or 7. So one of those two is a 4. Okay, so can it be here? 8 and 4 is 12. No, it can't, because that can't be 7, 5, 3, 9, or 4, 8, if that's a 4. So that is not the 4. This is the 4. That numbered room clue is a 5. And that must get something done. We're roping 2, 6, 4, 2, 6, 4, 2, 6, 4. This is a 7, 8 pair now. That's a 9. This is 3, 7, 8 in some order. Now, for some reason, I think I thought this couldn't be a 7 before. There might be a good reason for that. I can't remember what it is. We're going to put 7 by Sudoku in that cell, so that'll do it. Then I can put in 9 and 8. That fixes this triple. 2 boxes suddenly complete. 3, in fact, all told. These are from 5, 8, 9. These, that's not a 9. These are from 1, 5, 4. Never scared to do quite a lot of pencil marking. These are from 2, 4, 7, 9. And each of them has a single impossibility there. Okay. Now, top row, 5 and 6. Next row, 4 and 7. None of these resolved. But this row, 2 and 3. And they are resolved. 2 there, 3 there. So this adds up to 10. These add up to 10 without using 2 or 3. Are they 1, 9 or 4, 6? Whichever they are, the bigger number goes below and the smaller number on top. Wow, this is really close. Now that can't be a 6. Oh, there must be something to be seen. What about this cell? So bear in mind, this is either a 4, 6 pair, in which case 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 3, 1, 8. That would be a 9. Or that's a 1, 9 pair. 1, 9, 2. Oh no, look, that 2 has sorted out this. That is a 1. And now it's not a 1, 9 pair, it's a 4, 6 pair. And that is a 9. And we can finish off the column. And then we must be able to finish column 1, or most of it. 9, 2, 7, 4, 6, 3. That's a 5. That gives us a 7 there. A 1, 8 pair. Now I can use this clue. 7 is in numbered room 5 there. So we can, oh, well, I can colour in that 7. I can colour in that 4, which I did earlier. This thing has a 2 and it has its 5. Right, so we've got all of them coloured in. I'm going to fill in 8 there. That sorts out 1, 8. This puzzle is mental. The 1 in column 8 is there. That does 5, 1. 4, 2, 6, 7, 1, 3. There is an 8. It has to be here. 9. 5, 4, 9, take out 9 from there, that's a 2, 4, 7 triple, that's a 5, so the 2, 4, 6 triple goes 6, 4, 2, and just to confirm that, 6 needed a 3 and it's up there, And then we can do this as 7, 2, 4. And we'll see, okay, let's start by removing all the green from everywhere. There we go. Let's then fill in all the numbers, all the numbered room clues. So the thing in number 6 is a 5. Then we've got a 1. Then we've got a 6 in room 5. We've got a 6 in room 7. We've got a 7 in... I just want to do this. I don't know why. We've got a 5 in room 3. 4, yeah. Then we've got, what, in room 7? A 4. What's in room 2? A 1. What's in room 4? A 1. What's in room 6? An 8. What's in room 9? A 7. Look at that ridiculous string of 4s and 1s. This is looking at room 9. That's looking at room 4. That's looking at room 5, room 2, room 1. Every grey cell gets a valid numbered rooms clue, and only one possible. Room 7 is a 3, room 7 is a 5, room 2 is a 5, room 8 is a 1, room 1 is a 1, room 3 is a 2, room 4 is a 5, and room 6 is a 7. There we go. And now we can fill in the last digit, see if we get a tick. We don't. I don't know what that means. Please let it not mean that I've done this wrong, because that would hurt. Let's see what happens. That's not the solution. How can that not be the solution? Hundreds of digits. Oh, it's just marking all the things that it thinks are wrong because it's comparing inside the grid with outside the grid. I think this is the solution, unless I've missed a digit somewhere. I mean, it's possible. Okay, I'm going to check everything. Let's do all the blues. 936, 642, 314, 321, 6516, 81528, 752, 10 equals 10. They all work. Let's do the numbered rooms. No, let's do the x plus y stuff. 9 and a 7 is 16. 2 and a 6 is 8. In fact, that could have got its 6 from all sorts of places. 8 and a 3, 8 away there, is 11. Keep going down the grid. 3 and a 7 is 10. 2 and a 5 is 7. 6 and a 3 there is 9. 3 and a 6 there is 9. 9 and a 4 there is 13. 4 and a 4 there is 8. And that's it. They're all fulfilled. And then the numbered rooms clues that touch the edge. We've got a 5 there in room 2. We've got an 8 there in room 9. We've got a 7 there in room 5. A 1 in room 1. A 6 in room 5. 3 in room 9. 6 in room 2. 6 in room 4. 4 in room 3. 1 in room 1. 4 in room 5. And that's it. So I don't see... Oh, we've got that 7 as well in room 3. That's okay. I don't see how any of that can be wrong. And I think that is the right answer. Whatever the puzzle is telling me. That's very weird. But I'm going to claim that this is the right answer. And assuming I am right about that, this will also be the answer that you get. No, I have a feeling that maybe the software doesn't know how to actually use the right answer. So you'll just have to compare with this grid, and you don't have to do the grey cells. There we go. And that is loose associations, and it's a very, very clever puzzle. Thank you for having a go at that, and great to be with you again. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now.